Welcome to the Quarter Twins Weekly Review Podcast, the only Quarter Twins podcast with only one question: waffles or pancakes?
That's gonna have to be waffles for me.
Waffles.
But,
yeah. I think the texture change is enough because it's basically exactly the same thing, but the shape of the shape of the waffle is what really brings it above a pancake.
I find the sogginess of pancakes to be disgusting, but I find the sogginess of waffles to be slightly more doable.
I see.
So that's usually why I lean waffle.
And if I can just go a step further, if we're gonna, I don't know if this is fair, but French toast above both.
I'm going with crepe all day.
Oh, crepe.
But
okay,
crepe, great.
I'm with you. That's not a.
Crepes are great.
I don't think you're stepping over any boundaries there.
You come out here to Kansas City. I got a crepe place.
Oh yeah,
we'll go get crepes.
There's a crepe place over in Beaverton. That's true. I have never eaten a crepe there. They have this drink called Mayhem. It tastes like Robitussin. It's amazing. It's so good. It's like when you would sneak that cough medicine that tasted really good. You're like, yeah, I'm sick. I need it. It tastes like that, but it's thinner. It doesn't taste like syrup.
I'm so sick. I need this right now.
Yeah, I promise. I'm coughing. Welcome to the Quarter Twins podcast, everyone. I am Joshua, and this is Jordan. We are here today to talk about 100 movies. Because it's been a week since we recorded, and I've been...
It's only been 1 week.
I've been on a roll, to say
or 2
the
weeks,
least.
I suppose. Yeah.
And we're excited to get into it. First things first, how dare you?
I don't know, man. Let's unpack this situation.
For anybody who's listening, who's also on our Letterboxd, who follows Jordan on Letterboxd, no one follows me on Letterboxd. Shout out my Letterboxd.
Shout out Megan. Megan's the only other person who commented on it.
I see. Yeah,
who might be listening.
Jordan gave the cult classic Holes 1 star. The movie Holes, starring Shia LaBeouf.
Yep. And I did not know what I had done.
Yes, this was apparently his first time watching this film. I've seen the movie enough times to, quote along several times throughout the movie. It's a timeless classic. Everyone loves this movie. It's the kind of movie that you watch in school or summer camp because it's a heartwarming tale about friendship and achieving your dreams and voodoo magic also on the side and curses.
And onions.
The ancient Egyptians knew the secrets of the onions. Yeah. It's a great movie. So I need you just give me the details on why you hate it.
Well, you see, like you said, I hadn't seen it. Mm-hmm. I have no nostalgia for it. I didn't know what it was. We had just watched the same night before this. We watched The Benchwarmers. These are my friends. My friend Ethan, who's making me watch all of these movies. Mm-hmm.
Holes was on the list of famous
movies
classics
to watch.
Wow.
Yeah. Or it came up in the suggested movies on the streaming service, and I was like, I haven't seen that, and they were all like, what?
Yeah. That's a realistic answer.
That sound effect from Tim Allen's Home Improvement. Mm-hmm. We had a discussion about that because all of Home Improvement is now on Disney Plus, and I was like, let's watch Home Improvement because at the time, Ethan and I were putting together like an IKEA a piece of furniture. So I was like, Home Improvement. We're home improving. Yeah. Hilarious Genius. Show. Great show. That's great. And that was a no-go. And then we scrolled past The Nice Guys, and we were like, that's a great
Such a good movie.
That's an amazing movie. Let's watch that. And that was a no-go. I was like, maybe we should watch that because our wives were with us, and I was like, it's a good movie, but the plot revolves around a murdered porn star, and there's lots of talk about that thing. It's like they're not really, and they're not gonna enjoy that. So we were like, well, let's watch something else. We're scrolling, and we come across Holes. I haven't seen it. They make me watch this movie called Holes, And
dig it on, dig it. Dig it on,
my first question was, why are they digging holes? And
to build character.
Yeah, I suppose. I just every aspect of the film that you've described, I did not enjoy. In a text to you before you even agreed with me, I was like, it feels like the type of movie that your teacher who didn't want to teach you anything would like put in a VHS in the DVD VHS TV combo and be like, just watch this until the class period is over.
Yeah,
and it's like really poorly made and just like it's whatever.
But
you would probably like it as a kid.
Yeah, it's an amazing movie.
I did not.
Young Shia
did not impress me.
I mean, looking at the effects, the 11 yellow spotted lizards don't look great. I can tell you that.
It's true. I found it. It was uncomfortable. The sequences in the past with the past characters. I didn't like any of that.
You didn't like
any of this stuff with anyone at any time.
I fail to understand.
I didn't find any of it compelling or interesting or funny or fun. So
wow. Did you hear the part where what is his name? Jim Vought?
I don't know.
Vote?
John Voight.
John Voight, yeah. Jim.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jim Vought.
Yeah, Jim Vought. John Voight. Sorry. Nicolas Cage's dad in National Treasure.
Yes.
Did you like the part where...
He's like a senile old man.
Yeah, he's so funny in that movie, dude. It was so good.
Not to me.
He said... Caveman, Shia LaBeouf, he finds an object in his hole that he's digging.
Yes.
And if you find anything important or interesting, you are to give it to Mr. Sir. And if the warden finds it interesting, you get the rest of the day off. You don't have to finish your hole for the day. Because every kid out there at this camp has to dig a hole every day. So they go to the warden's house, and Mr. Sir peeks around the blinds of the door and goes, I found a little something in Caveman's hole. And I think that's really funny. Sue me. But
that's great.
I think that line is hilarious.
That's great for you.
And he just looks like he's having so much fun playing this role. It's like these like adult accomplished actors. Like Sigourney Weaver is in this movie, right?
She is. She shows up.
It's just fun to watch these guys who are like not like child movie actors getting to play like over the top villainous characters in a kids movie for fun. And they're just living it up. They're having a good time. It's fun to watch. They're happy. It's fun.
I did not have fun, but
I just enjoy it so much.
Great for you guys.
Or like every time Sam says, "I can fix that," it's like ooh, you know, a little romance going. It's fun, you know. You try that on your significant other over there. I can fix that.
Couldn't be me.
You can't.
I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
What? Unbelievable. Okay, well, we got plenty of other movies.
There's a long list of things, including the new release that we watched.
Yes, what this episode is all about: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mayhem.
Teenage Mutant Mayhem. Yeah. We should say we have both been watching Christopher Nolan movies.
That's true.
Which we shouldn't talk about in depth today because we're gonna do.
We should do a whole Christopher Nolan ranking.
A whole episode, Christopher Nolan ranking. It's taking me a lot longer to rewatch them than it's taking you.
Yeah.
It took me 3 days to watch Tenet.
Yeah, let's talk about
it. It's just 2.5 hours is a long time for me to sit in a room uninterrupted. There are too many interruptions. There are 3 actual animals that live in my house.
What the?
and they they interrupt me. I have to like take care of them. Mm-hmm. It's the whole thing. You know, every time I turn around, Bingo's like eating an entire roll of toilet paper like it's nothing, or eating. What was she eating today? She was eating, like one of my rubber tips for my earbuds. I was like,
Oh, no.
yeah, that's not great. Anyway, huge fan of Christopher Nolan's work. I watched Dunkirk. We'll talk about it. Wasn't my favorite. Wasn't my favorite of his work. You watched Dunkirk as well.
Watched Dunkirk and Inception, and The Dark Knight Rises, because I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I was surprised you still didn't like it very much. Because I think it's pretty good.
Tom Hardy's good.
Tom Hardy is.
I don't like the twist.
The trigger man. The twist.
Shut off.
What's the twist?
Oh,
there is a twist.
there is a twist. It's
the twist is weird. Yeah, it's not very good. Ben Mendelsohn is in it.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
Dude, Ben Mendelsohn is in so many movies now that I know who he is.
Right.
It's like when my sister got the Jeep Patriot. I started seeing Jeep Patriots everywhere all of a sudden.
It always happens, man.
Yeah.
The car you get, you start seeing it everywhere. But I need to rewatch still. I have never seen his very first movie.
Following,
I think is what it's called.
Or Insomnia.
I haven't seen Memento. I haven't seen Insomnia.
Those are the three that I haven't seen.
And then I need to rewatch Inception, Interstellar, the Dark Knight trilogy, and I think that's it.
The Prestige.
The Prestige, yes, I have seen that. It's pretty good.
I like The Prestige. It's good.
And that's The Prestige. I probably won't. Well, I should rewatch the Dark Knight trilogy. I haven't watched all of this in a while.
Batman Begins, LOKI might be the best one. Who knows?
LOKI might be the best
What
one.
am I
Maybe
saying?
none of them are actually very good.
Whoa.
So,
Are you gonna be like, yeah, I watched The Dark Knight. I actually don't like Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker.
No. I will always like Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a master in
insane.
that movie.
How good that
It is insane.
I
I haven't rewatched Interstellar in a long time.
I know.
so I'm
I was
excited for
just last week. I was like, let's watch Interstellar, and my mom was like, oh, I love that movie, and I was like, oh, let's watch it, and she was like, no, it's so long.
Yeah.
So I might just watch it tonight. They're gone camping this weekend, so I might just watch it.
I
watch
did
it together?
something. We should, but
Do that.
I really enjoy high quality film watching experiences. I don't like watching things on my phone.
Such a good time.
Unlike you.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally got the missing piece to my setup, a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player.
Oh,
I have one now.
nice.
And so I watched Tenet in 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray.
4,000.
And boy, it was incredible to
So
look
much
at.
better. Yeah.
But now I have to buy a bunch of 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays.
Do those still exist? I didn't
So-
think physical copies of movies existed anymore.
Well, that's part of the reason I wanted to finally get one, is so that I had a reason to buy physical media again, because we're seeing the end of that happening.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Disney has already stopped producing physical media for Australia, I believe, is what it was. There's like, Australia,
Poor
you're not getting physical copies.
What the heck?
So screw you guys.
Isn't Australia like literally in the G7? Like they're like one of the most important countries in the world.
I don't know. I mean, they're just like, we'll spend a few $1 million, $100 million on a movie for our streaming platform. Then maybe a couple months after it releases, we'll just delete it, lose the file. We don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Willow.
That's fine. Yeah, Willow. So,
Dude, now that it's
speaking
gone,
of,
I want to watch it again.
you should tell him that. You should tell
guys.
Willow that.
Hey guys, I want to watch Willow. Is that cool?
Tell Rowan Atkinson or whoever that actor's name is.
Rowan Atkinson.
That's Rowan. He's Mr. Bean, not Willow.
No.
Warwick Davis. Rowan
Davis.
Can you imagine if Rowan Atkinson, is that his name?
I don't even know
Rowan-
who that is. It sounds like a name.
Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson.
I haven't seen anything Mr. Bean has to offer, so I can't speak to the person's name.
I'm sending you a screenshot.
Oh, good.
He's Zazu in that movie. What's it called?
The Lion King. Where's his
he's
picture?
in that movie, man. I'm trying so hard to send it to you. He's Well,
I'll look at
he's
it.
Johnny English. He's Johnny English.
I don't know what that is.
What the heck is happening? You don't know what Johnny English is?
I've never heard of that phrase in my life.
Famous British actor known for Johnny English and Mr. Bean.
I know what Mr. Bean is.
Nice.
He's a regular Charlie Chaplin.
He's in there, I suppose.
I mean, I know who he is. I know.
What's his name? Oh, well.
I just didn't know. I didn't know his name was Rowan Atkinson. I thought his name was Mr. Bean.
Yeah, his name is Mr. Bean.
Cool.
He's in. Never mind. Speaking of Disney Plus, I was saying.
Let's do it.
I started. The trailer for Loki season 2 came out.
Yes.
Did you watch that or did you?
I did finally watch it. I didn't want to, but it was thrust upon me, just like the Dune Part Dumb trailer.
Oh yeah. Really good trailer, I thought. Really fun looking show. It reminded me how much I liked the first season, so I started rewatching it, the first season. And the first episode is really freaking good.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't remember how good it was because the last show we watched was Secret Invasion.
Ooh.
And it's so bad. And yeah. So and I remember liking Loki, but I was always like a little bit, I don't know. I'm always a little bit middle of the road on all of the Disney Plus Marvel shows,
Except for Miss Marvel.
but the first episode is so good. Like he's the whole episode. He's in between hijinks. He's because it's past Loki from the first Avengers.
Yes.
And he's in the TVA, and he is being shown his future. And so it's brilliant in one way because they're taking him from because we don't want to spend a whole show with previous Avengers era Loki because he was evil and annoying. So they have to take him through his life to get him to where he was at the end of or Avengers Infinity War where he died.
Yeah.
So it was a brilliant idea to like
Have him watch
show
all
him
the Marvel movies.
Yeah, show him the moments in his life that led to him kind of turning his life around a bit. Right. And his performance when he is seeing his mother die, and then he's seeing kind of in Ragnarok where Thor's talking about how much he loves him, essentially,
Right.
and then he has to see Thanos kill him. His performance is just so good. It's like you could see on his face like he's devastated that his life has essentially amounted to nothing. And that's like the moment where he's like, yeah, I am the worst.
Yeah.
I'm actually the weak one who's been in a mad scramble for power, have been grasping at any sort of power possible by, what does he say, like subjecting the weak to his rule or whatever. It's just really good. I love this show. We'll see if I rewatch any more of it. But
I mean, I watch the
It's really
monologue, Jonathan Majors monologue every once in a while because that's really good. As he who remains. Seems like they're just going to stick with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's not surprising, is it? We literally just released The Flash with
they
a known
probably filmed
criminal.
all of that before anyway, right? So
what are they supposed to do, you know?
yeah. Ezra Miller literally is convicted of a crime.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah. Stephen King said this was the best movie of all time. We got to release it.
What a bad movie.
I
was on board with it for a little bit. Yeah.
I love how you've completely changed your mind.
It's just like it was so fascinating to the entire process, and then seeing it was such a out of body experience.
I feel like this happens.
You watch it and you're like,
with the DC movie releases. It's like, wow, wait,
yeah,
what happened?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Blue Beetle comes out soon, we'll see that.
I'm kind of excited for Blue Beetle.
I've always thought it looks really good, so hopefully
I'm interested in. I hope it's kind of just like a dumb action film. You know?
Looks like it will be.
So
Your kind of teenage Iron Man 1 style
Yeah.
movie, where the villain has like the same powers as you, and whatever.
Right.
As the Blue Beetle, but red and evil.
Speaking of Disney Plus, I saw a couple Disney Plus movies. We got Treasure Planet, #1 Disney movie out there. That's the top of that's the top.
I need to watch that. Maybe I'll watch that today.
It's so good, dude. Morph, Ben, so good. I love
couldn't
it.
tell you, but I will watch
Jim.
it, and then I'll know.
Right. Alice in Wonderland.
Totally.
I saw the original Alice in Wonderland from way back when in Technicolor.
How was that?
It's a fever dream, and I don't remember if there was a plot.
Were you on drugs?
I wasn't. No.
Oh yeah.
The movie.
Whoever
was.
made that movie.
Whomever
was-
made it. Yes, they certainly were.
Whomever made this movie was on drugs.
They
sure.
were on.
Have you seen the live action one with the Jonathan Depp?
No.
Jonathan.
I know that it's Tim Burton movie though, so like
Yeah.
there's that to consider.
There's that to consider for sure.
I haven't seen a single Tim Burton movie.
Oh, and he never will. Everybody, let's go.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hot takes.
And then I watched Incredibles
Seems like a
2,
weird dude.
Which
I remember Incredibles 2.
I don't know.
It's not the best movie ever made.
No.
It's pretty fine.
Yeah.
I wish they would have. They leaned into the superhero craze of it all. Like, it was at the time where superheroes were like a big thing.
Right.
You know, the height of Marvel stuff. So they were like, let's have a bunch of superheroes in it and whatever.
Right.
They probably could have done better if it was just the Incredibles doing Incredibles things.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the dynamic being switched of like in the first one, Elastigirl is like being a mom and Mr. Incredible, what's his name? Is
Robert.
Robert is like trying to like keep in touch, like trying to keep the superhero gig alive and to feel young and youthful and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one, the roles are kind of reversed, where he's kind of forced to be a dad while she's out doing super stuff.
Right.
That's fun. That's a fun little dynamic.
Love that.
Yeah, people were like meh on the villain
Agreed.
thing, like terrible villain twist as usual for that style of Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
Strange World better.
the screen slaver.
Yeah. Michael Giacchino. You know, there's that.
Michael Giacchino.
Let's see what else I got going on over
He's
here.
good at his job.
He knows what he's doing. Okay.
He really does.
He knows what
I'm
he's
on
doing.
the podcast, Michael Giacchino.
Yeah, come on over.
We can collaborate on Star Wars Wyvern. You can help me
Ooh.
with the music.
Yeah.
You're
You're doing the
much better
music.
at it
Wait,
than me.
you're already doing the music.
He can help me.
Oh,
yeah. He
okay.
can co-write.
He's like, I'm gonna do a quick jazz piece for
Yeah.
Zoran or something. I don't know.
For the cantina scenes,
Yeah,
he
there
can
you go.
write the jazz music.
Um,
Or the jizz music, as it's
oh.
called in in the Star Wars canon.
yes, so you're not wrong. The Jizz Whalers.
I'm literally not
That
kidding.
is the name.
For those who don't know.
Yeah. For anybody who was just shocked by what Jordan just said, you can look them up.
Don't
safe
look
search.
it up. Don't
Safe
Google
search
that.
on. Okay.
Do not Google jizz music.
Oh no!
Please do not. Please don't.
Or do. Who knows? Just kidding. Don't do that.
What you do in your personal time.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Up to you.
That's up to you. Safe search on. That's all I'm saying.
Officially, the official Quarter Twin statement.
Do not
Google that.
We do not condone that.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah,
You got a long list of things.
yeah. Okay. I watched The King featuring Timothy Chalamet.
Timmy.
And Ben
Everybody's
Mendelsohn
favorite Wonka.
As Henry the Fourth.
Is he in that?
Yeah, he was Henry the Fourth.
Pattinson's in that, right?
Robert Pattinson plays the Prince of France.
I love that guy.
Since this is a historical movie based on reality, I'm just gonna spoil it for you because the spoiler warning was history.
I didn't know that, so you're gonna be spoiling something.
That's
for me.
okay. So
I'm never gonna watch it. So it's fine.
Not really worth it, if I'm being honest. It was
Wait. How much screen time does Pattinson have? Because that will depend.
5 minutes.
All right, never mind. I'm not watching.
And that because I saw him in the trailer, I was like, fine, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's got a terrible French accent. Let's watch this movie.
I love that guy. He's so good in Tenet. Oh my god.
Yes, he's so good. And so he shows up literally the halfway mark. You do not see him until the halfway mark. And
not interested.
He's like, I am a French prince. I am French in this movie. And I want to kill you, Timothy. You know? Like Timothy Chalamet,
that does sound
actual
good.
French actor. Speaks fluent French. Anyway.
I would imagine.
Robert Pattinson comes in, and he is this pretentious French prince. So Henry the Fifth, rather, is the new king. He's bummed about being king, but he's like, fine, I gotta do it.
That's Timmy. He's Henry the Fifth.
Yeah. And so he's like, I'm the new king of England, and France doesn't respect me. They just sent an assassin to kill me. Let's go to France. The king's illegitimate anyway. Let's take France back. It's during the 100-Year War, right? Whatever that is, the 1400s maybe? Something like that.
Couldn't tell you.
And so they go to France, and they siege this castle, all good, they win, they move to this big field, and it's raining, and they're like, we're outnumbered, but we're gonna taunt them, we're gonna lure them into the mud, and then it's gonna be a muddy, disgusting battle. They're gonna be weighed down with their armor and their horses. We're gonna wear light clothes, we're gonna use speed and agility as our advantage, and we're gonna slaughter them in the field. You know, it's like a big war movie or whatever. And at first, Timothy goes up to Robert, and he's like, hey man, let's do this one-on-one. Let's save all of our warriors' lives. There's no need to shed so much Christian blood.
Duel it out.
And he's like, you are afraid to lose, and we will win. So I will let my men kill you. And he has like long blonde hair. It's so funny. He looks so weird and out of place.
Love it.
And so he's like, fine, we'll just have to fight you. And he was like, okay, you are going to die. And so the fight happens, and it's just as they described. They're outnumbered, but they're winning. So then after a while, Robert Pattinson comes down the hill on his horse in his like super heavy black French armor, and he's like, come on then, I will fight you for the honor of the battle. And he gets off his horse, and Timothy has been in the middle of the battle, like killing people. He's covered in mud and blood. He's like, you know, like crazy, like just insane,
like
right?
Paul Atreides, basically.
Yeah. And so Robert gets off his horse, and he's like perfectly clean, ready for this battle. He gets in his ready stance. Timothy kind of like he gets ready, and Robert takes a step, and he slips and falls. And it's like there's no sound. It's just him like slipping and falling. And he gets up, and he falls over, and he slips around, and he's just slicking in the mud. He can't stand up straight. And then eventually, Timothy just puts his sword in the ground, and it's just like. And all of his like knights just kill him. They just kill him.
Nice.
And then the French surrender. It's like
Let's go.
I just can't like. Can you imagine doing something so embarrassing that you were like the people that were guarding you were just like, yeah, just kill him, like whatever, dude.
Just it's fine.
We will surrender. Like, do with us what you will. That was so embarrassing to watch. Not only that, then it was remembered, witnessed by hundreds of men, recorded, documented, filmed again with a big budget and produced and put out into the world on Netflix 600 years later.
Brutal.
That is rough, dude.
What a legacy, this guy. French prince.
Random French prince. Yeah.
That's funny.
So that was the big
Maybe I
takeaway
will have
from
to
the
watch
movie.
it. Just for that.
Just for that one little bit, yeah. But the movie was
He's a good actor.
the first like 2 hours. It's like 2.5 hours. First like hour and a half thereabouts. Just quiet talking.
That's what I remember because I think I started it and I didn't make it very far because I just didn't.
It was rough.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah.
So there was that. And then I watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
I see that. I didn't see your Letterboxd review until just now.
I watched that.
What a good time.
It's amazing. Who knew?
Yeah, I told you. I told you it was really good. Everybody said.
That's what my Letterboxd review said. I put in there. I was like, why didn't anybody tell me about this movie? It's so good. Because a lot of people did. I really liked it.
I like that.
It was fun. It was well animated. It was it was just a good time. It was, I mean, not a lot of the Shrek universe movies have missed. Except for the first Puss in Boots movie and then the last two Shrek movies. But this one was just a lot of fun. The first 3 Shrek movies are all good.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't there only 4 though?
I thought there were 5.
I think there's only 4, right?
Well, there's Shrek the 4th and Shrek the Final Chapter.
Shrek. Oh no, it's Shrek the 3rd. Shrek Forever After.
Yeah.
And then Shrek the Final Chapter?
Isn't that the one with Rumpelstiltskin?
The 4th one is the one with Rumpelstiltskins.
Maybe there's only 4.
But they are making another one. Quotation. Great. I don't know.
We'll see.
If they actually are. But yeah, that was a good movie.
But yeah, it was really, really good. And speaking of really good animated movies, let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Let's just do it.
Unless you have more thing you want to talk about. You wrote The Bear down.
I watched Sam and I watched the first season of The Bear it was like Ted Lasso, where like everybody who has ever known us has been like, you guys watching The Bear? You should watch The Bear. Because it's amazing.
Right.
And we watched it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that good. But it was really good. We haven't watched the second season yet.
Is Will Poulter in the first season?
No.
No. Bummer.
He might be in the second one.
I know he's in the show.
He was not in the first season. It is good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I like cooking content, that sort of thing. Yeah, it was fun.
That's on HBO?
Yes.
Excuse me, Max, the one to watch for HBO.
The one to watch for HBO. Hot Rod, my favorite comedy. I watched.
I saw you gave it 5 stars.
It's amazing. It's my favorite comedy movie ever. It's hilarious. That's if anybody wants to know my sense of humor, it's that one. It's that one. God, it's so funny.
I haven't seen it. Technically, I have.
We'll talk,
but I don't remember it.
I rewatched. Well, you did Barbenheimer a second time.
I did
since last we spoke.
That's true.
I think, and I watched Oppenheimer again with Sam.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it for an hour.
Let's do it. It's still good, still amazing. Oppenheimer, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It is definitely like I don't know practically how many times I will ever rewatch it again. At least one more time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw they'll every now and then release like a screenplay book.
Yeah.
And the Oppenheimer screenplay book sold out like instantly.
Right.
Pre-order. Sold out instantly. Whenever they have it again, I'll buy it and I'll read it and study it.
Yeah.
Because the screenplay is just
it's in first
so
person.
Insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a sort of thing you want to just like sit down and study it. And keep track of all
I
the
think I'm gonna buy.
people.
I think I'm gonna buy my dad American Prometheus for his birthday.
That would be great. I do want to read that as well.
Mhm.
It's checked out from all the libraries until
I'm sure.
eternity, so I'll have to just
Yeah.
purchase it at some point. Yeah, there's like it's like all 28 copies in use, 150 on hold.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm never getting that book at the library.
It will never.
But yeah,
return.
that's that. What was your second Barbenheimer experience? Did you do the same order?
We did it in the
second
same
time?
order. Yeah, we considered doing it in the other order, but we watched it with another couple. So,
A double date, perhaps.
yes, a double date, and
Nice.
so we were like, we got to give them the correct experience. So
I
we
suppose.
saw it in the same order, the correct order, Barbie first. And the other couple we watched it with both liked Barbie more, which is I expected of both of them. It's not
Sure.
like a negative thing or anything, of course.
Losers.
But I mean, Barbie's a great movie, of course.
Yeah.
But they were just, I mean, they're like they're laughers. So they were having a great time, and they were like, we would have never seen Oppenheimer until you guys were raving about it, and we thought, okay, we'll go see it. Oh, we both loved it. It was great. But Barbie was just so much fun, So,
Yeah.
and that's it's fine. It's a great movie.
It's whatever.
Mhm.
It's
It's fine.
It's good. It's great. Yeah.
But man, we're watching a Barbie first, right? America Ferrera is talking about how hard it is, how it's literally impossible to be a woman.
Yeah.
And she says the immortal words, it is literally impossible to be a woman. And then, I kid you not, just like perfectly synchronized, next theater over. And you can hear the Oppenheimer nuke going off, the Trinity test.
Heck yeah.
We didn't hear any sound coming from over there. The before that, and then just like, it's so hard to be a woman. And you know how it's like they do it like 5 times, so you hear it throughout the speech. It's just like boom, boom, boom. And that was super awesome. It just like it was so perfectly timed, like they did it on purpose. And then
that's funny.
Later we heard like one of the songs from the soundtrack that I've been listening to, coming from the other theater. I don't know if I've ever heard another movie while I was watching a movie in the theater.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it was just like, it was so funny to me. And then we watched Oppenheimer again, and what a film! It's amazing. The first time I watched it, I liked the last hour the most. The second time I watched it, I liked the first hour the most. And I only say not the like middle Trinity test because, I mean, it's obvious that it's great, but it's also just like a boom, So I like the before.
It becomes
and after
more,
stuff.
it's a bit more linear in the middle
Yeah.
chunk of it, so it's not quite as compelling.
And I think you talked about
so
it in your actual review, because your first review was just like a I love movies review, which you got to throw those in every once in a while when you love a good movie.
Yeah. The first time I saw it, I couldn't even have coherent
it's hard.
thought.
It took me several hours to fully flesh out my review that I wrote. It's a great review, by the way, one of my favorites that I've written.
There you go. I need to read that again.
I liked Alden Ehrenreich's performance a lot more.
Oh gosh, he's so good.
I was like, wow, you know what? People are right. He was really good in this movie. I thought, we could talk about Rami Malek was really good in his one scene that he got. Robert Downey Jr. obviously kills it.
He really does.
The first time I watched it, I didn't think Emily Blunt was that great. I would like to fully rescind that statement and say that she will win an Oscar for sure.
I don't know, man. I'd be shocked if she wins an Oscar, just because the Oscar moment is maybe 5 seconds long. Other than that interview portion, I don't think anything.
What about
else
when she
is
puts in the
worth-
sheets?
I don't think so.
What about
I
when
don't
she
think so.
asks for
Could happen,
the
but-
martinis?
Yeah, where are the martinis?
That's the
she's
best moment
terrible.
in the whole movie.
Yeah, well, she's
We just got
Yeah,
the little
the
sucker
first
down.
time-
Where are the martinis?
yeah. The first time it was really jarring because that wasn't what I expected her character to be like, and you're not used to seeing Emily Blunt be a terrible person because she's such a lovely person in almost everything else. But yeah, she's really good. I love that scene at the end where she has her little moment with that guy, that one guy,
the one guy with the sunscreen.
the villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sunscreen.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's a really
great
good movie.
movies all around.
Mhm.
We saw another new movie.
Another new movie.
Let's do it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mayhem came out
Yeah.
just last Thursday.
Thursday.
And I saw it yesterday.
Nice.
In the theater at the Cinemark. And it was a good time. I think I talked about it it was my entire review on Letterboxd. Shout out Letterboxd. Come on the podcast.
They have their own podcast.
They do.
The Letterboxd podcast.
I'm sure. I said, I think we've reached the golden age of animation. I think we are,
I hope so.
You know, call it a hot take with everything that Disney has produced over the years, but they're kind of over animation, at least drawn animation. And this movie isn't just drawn animation. You know, we're blurring the lines a little bit here because there's so many different art styles happening in this movie, but
yeah,
it's just you know, so well done. I really enjoy when people put a lot of hard work and effort into movies because the movies are good then.
It's much more fun to watch a movie that's good than to watch a movie that's bad. And that you can quote me on that.
Yeah.
Put that on
a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I saw it a bit longer ago than you, probably about a week ago. Maybe
Almost,
Monday,
yeah, probably already.
So I don't remember probably as much as you do. I did enjoy it. I don't know about you. I never really watched or experienced any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles content as a kid. I have little to no nostalgia for those characters. For the life of me, I could not tell you which one is which, depending on the color of their mask. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Because I
give
just
it your
don't
best shot.
And red, Donatello.
Incorrect.
Michelangelo.
Nope.
Wait, let's see. It's Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and
the only one that
the
you
other
haven't
one.
said is the one that's red.
Wait, why can't I think of the fourth one? Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, the other one.
They don't say his
Leonardo
name a lot of
DiCaprio.
times in the movie, to be fair.
Because
It's
in the movie it's Leo,
Raphael.
Mikey,
Raph,
that's
a
right.
lot of times.
Raphael.
Yes.
Raphael's the red one?
Yeah.
See, it was my last guess. I would have not. That would have been my last guess.
Yes, Leonardo has the swords in
okay.
blue.
Raphael is the red one. Leonardo's the blue one. And then there's an orange one, which is... I forget which one I said already. Michelangelo is the orange one.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. And then
That leaves
Donatello is purple.
in purple. Yes, you got it. Well
There we
done.
go, I got it.
He's a Teenage
I
Mutant Ninja
have
Turtle
seen
aficionado.
the 2014 live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Megan Fox, produced by Michael Bay. I saw that in theaters when it came out when I was 14 years old, and I hated it, and I never watched it again. And I didn't watch the sequel, so...
Crazy that they got a
I don't
second
know.
one, you guys.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's wild.
I have no idea.
That movie
Lots of
looks gross.
controversy around those movies. They just didn't pay or feed or promote the people who were actually playing the turtles. They just were like, yeah, you guys are motion capture. You don't get to eat with us. You don't get to be paid the amount that we're being paid. They're not doing any press for the movie. We're getting Will Arnett and Megan Fox to do all the press. We're not even gonna put your names on the poster. You guys suck.
That's a little
The
weird.
Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So anyway, all that to say, no connection to the characters, but I did really enjoy the movie, and I think part of the reason I didn't connect with the characters in the previous movie I saw, the live action one, is because they don't feel like teenagers. They feel like maybe 40-year-old men in giant, disgusting Hulk bodies.
Yeah.
It's no fun to watch
Absolutely
or look
agree.
at. But in this movie, they feel like teenagers because they are.
Yeah.
They're little teenage boys.
Yeah, they
And
say
it's
stuff
super
like
fun.
Riz.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
They have iPhones and stuff.
Yeah. It's cute.
It was really fun. The soundtrack is just smash hit after smash hit, super fun. The animation, as we've talked about, is really good. It's like the easy thing to say is to be like it's like Spider-Verse. I think that's the thing people will say, but I think more than that, it's just like it definitely takes a style further than Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
In
a more grungy, less
grungy, like hand drawn, grungy in like almost not unfinished but unpolished.
Yeah,
potentially.
there's
where
a
it's
lot
like,
of like crayon,
yeah,
like weird, just like obvious drawn lines. Whenever there's like a shining light or something. Yeah, it's very much,
which is the style that they've chosen, which is sick.
It looks awesome.
And yeah, part of my review on Letterboxd.
Shut about Letterboxd.
This is what the podcast is now that you use Letterboxd. We're just like, just check out our Letterboxd reviews.
Just say, yeah.
I was like, one of the things I loved about this is like everything, like the city is disgusting to look at, and it's not disgusting to look at. Like the animation is beautiful, but like the city's gross. The people who live there are like gross,
nasty, lopsided.
Everybody,
people.
Yeah, no, everybody has terrible facial symmetry, and like nobody is like quote attractive in the traditional attractive.
Yeah, everyone's
sense.
swollen.
Yeah, and I just enjoyed that was what they decided to do, and the mutants, like most of them were unsettling to look at.
Right.
Like the turtles are cute, but like Superfly, the villain, is like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the Paul Rudd gecko is super funny.
Yeah.
The Post Malone manta ray.
I love that in the credits they say introducing Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Like it's his first major breakthrough role.
Yeah.
And he's just like this gecko that has like 10 lines.
Because he hasn't been Paul Rudd in so long. He's been Ant-Man. And
I guess.
So sad inside. I feel bad for him. He can't have had fun making those movies. At least the third one, he can't have had fun.
The first two, so great. So much
I guess.
fun.
The first one's good. We do this every time. Every time we bring up Paul Rudd, we say that. Yeah, voice acting is great. I liked. What else did you like about it?
Well, I was gonna say I do have a stronger connection to the characters. I watched when I was really young. I watched the 2D drawn animated show where they didn't have pupils. When they wore the masks, they didn't have eyes. They were just white. And then I watched the Nickelodeon show where Donatello has a big gap in his teeth, and they're like little. They are teenagers in that show for sure. And that's a lot of fun. And I haven't seen the new like live action weird gross animated one. Or there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show that was on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or something.
Is there?
I haven't watched that one, but like I know the characters. I know like Baxter Stockman and Bebop and Rocksteady and all these characters and stuff. So it was fun to see them. I think Seth Rogen is fun every time. He's always good. He does stand out every time you hear his voice. You're like, oh.
Yeah,
I hear
really
you,
takes
Seth
you
Rogen.
It's Seth Rogen. Yeah,
but I still think it's fun to hear him in movies and stuff. I like him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun to watch. I enjoyed the whole movie. We were late to this film again. Traffic
guys.
traffic got the better of
Come
us, and the first thing I saw was the title card. So I don't know how much of the movie I missed. I'm assuming
Not much. It happens just the setup.
I was gonna say, if I had to guess based on the movie and the fact that Giancarlo Esposito didn't have any lines in the movie but was credited for a role,
yes.
that he had some lines at the beginning of the movie.
He did, yeah.
Doing something with the ooze and letting it out in the
Yeah.
sewer or something.
Beginning, you go into like his little lair where he has a little baby Superfly, and he has a bunch of vials with little like baby Bebop and Rocksteady and the Gecko and like vials in the ooze, and then this organization, the evil
TCRI.
lady that sends the goons after him. She sends her people in there to get the ooze, and a bomb goes off, and all the mutants escape.
Right.
Superfly escapes, and yeah, he dies. I guess I thought he was going to come back, but he never did.
No.
So
yeah, interestingly, Baxter Stockman is Superfly in most renditions of the character. So I thought it was interesting that they made him he's just a fly, because he has the same hair as Baxter. He had like the little fro. So he's very obviously like the same character, but just not the human. But I mean, it doesn't detract from the character.
I also just noticed that Jackie Chan is credited as he's Splinter, isn't he?
Yes, he's Splinter.
Yeah. Because I read it as Shredder, but Shredder's not. He's in a post-credit scene, but he doesn't actually show up in the movie.
Hopefully we get a sequel.
Yeah, I liked this Splinter. He's just kind of like a guy who likes to chill in the sewer. And like he's just a dad who's like concerned about his kids. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And then when he needs to show up and kick some butt, he can also do that, which is fun. Yeah, you gave it 4 stars, right? I give it 3.5. And yeah, 3.5. The reason, what I didn't love about it, and part of it is, and I've seen it a lot, where it's like the people say that the story and the narrative is super simple.
Yeah.
And it is super simple. And I don't have a problem with. I think it's good to have like a simple story. Like not everything. Like easy comparison again is Across the Spider-Verse, like a very complex narrative with really kind of deep emotional character arcs. And this one, the main characters have much more simple character arcs, and kind of this pretty much everything. Every story beat is something you would expect. Like they're struggling with wanting to be teenagers in the real world, and like struggling with feeling like people hate them for being mutants and that sort of thing. I think all that's fine. The thing that I feel like isn't fine is that the villain Superfly, his evil plan is literally beat for beat, detail for detail, the Lizard's plan from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's the exact plan.
Down
to like
into mutants.
I'm going to turn everybody into mutants. I'm going to shoot a canister into the sky. And he even says there's going to be a cloud and it's going to rain down and turn all the animals into mutants and kill all the humans.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Lizard is going to do. So I just like, it's just, I don't feel like you can just hit copy and paste on that. It was like, it's like, that's a bit too easy. So that's what, that affected my other complaint is that I felt like the pacing was off for an hour. It's only an hour and
40 minutes.
What is it? Like an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 100 minutes.
But it did feel long for me, I think, because once the villain's plan becomes clear, it's like, oh, okay. And I lost interest. So it felt like it dragged from that point on.
Okay.
Because I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But overall experience, like I still loved I'll definitely watch it again.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't quite reach a high point for me personally, but at the same time, like we talked about, like it's awesome that if they made this exact movie and everything was the same, but the animation just looked like the normal kind of stock Disney animation,
Yeah.
it would be like 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
You know, I mean 3 out of 5.
Wow.
3 out of 10 sucks.
The animation is carrying.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I thought similarly that the plot is simple, so like we can focus on the characters being characters and like having it be about them more, which is good for kids movies to have simpler stories. And so I kind of like that aspect of it. The whole turning everybody into mutants thing isn't new for this story either. So it's not something that I was ever like, oh, this is just the Lizard's plan. It's just this is the mutants' plan, because they, the whole like almost all of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is we live in the sewer and that sucks. We have human intelligence. We want to live with the humans. Like humans are so cool. We want to be with them, but they are afraid of us because we're giant talking turtle beasts.
Because we're different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so the whole thing is like, and they say it blatantly, acceptance, right? They're really nailing the head on the head,
hitting the nail on the head.
They're really nailing the head.
They're really nailing that nail with a nail head.
Right.
Yeah.
And
there is a really nice like positive message of like, even like we talked about the characters, the human characters don't look like picture perfect. Like there's a very healthy like body positivity vibe to the whole thing, where it's like these mutant turtles aren't actually that different from us. It's like, of course they're mutant turtles, but like
minor.
That whole message of like, just because this is what you look like doesn't mean you're a freak.
Right. It's your actions that define you.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You can't kill people, but I mean,
well,
you can be a nice person. You can't be Superfly.
Yeah.
Superfly.
Who definitely killed some people. Splinter definitely killed at least one guy. He stabbed that dude in the face with that sword thing.
He really did.
Thunk. Yeah. The one thing that detracted from it for me was, I feel like I remember in the trailer or a teaser, there was like a really awesome fight scene. And I kind of felt like there wasn't one in the movie. Like, obviously, the whole movie looks good. The action that is in the movie is good. But, like, I kind of wanted a more personal, like, even-sized fight. I never really enjoy when small heroes fight giant monsters. It always feels like, oh, they're gonna run up the monster's arm now. Like, I've seen it 100 bajillion times.
Right.
So that's just like it never really feels different to me.
Yeah, there's the one fight in the garage where
that was the best action scene in the movie.
Guys, it was they could use more of that sort of thing.
So I'm really hopeful that we can get the Foot Clan and Shredder and do the swords and stuff, because
let's do a sequel.
That's what I want.
That'd be great.
So I'm hopeful that can come around and we can do that.
Yeah.
Because TCRI and the mutants and stuff is like, when compared to the Foot Clan, it's way better.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for a sequel.
I'm sure they'll make one. I think it's doing fairly well at the box office.
I hope so.
Let me check.
But yeah, so I think the message is good. I think the voice actors did a great job. Overall, I think the movie was really fun. It's funny.
It is funny. The milking thing throughout the whole movie, and then the payoff is really funny.
Such a good payoff, yeah. Does that
They're
say
not gonna
milking?
milk us.
Yeah. No, I promise. See, look, I told you. You went outside, you got milked. It's awesome. Yeah.
It's really good.
So, just need better action.
Yeah.
That's all I
better
really
action. A little bit better villain, but
And I actually thought the movie felt short.
Yeah.
Like the false climax would normally make the movie feel longer. But for me it was just like, oh, now we're going to do Big Monster. Okay. And then we did Big Monster, and Big Monster died really fast.
big monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay, now we're done. And the movie's over.
Yeah. It was really the big monster was really unsettling to look at.
Yeah.
the
Just a bunch of living
the grotesque. Yeah, I was like, is that giraffe alive? Just stuck to his face like that? Like, that's a little brutal. Yikers.
I don't know if I have anything else to say about this one.
Okay.
It was a good movie. You should watch it. Art, not fart. We still do that?
Oh yeah, was it art or fart? It was freaking art. Okay, it's not doing stellar at the box office. The budget of 70 million.
70 mil.
$70 million budget, and right now we're at a worldwide total of about $70 million gross, which is they've made their money back, but they're not making a profit on it yet, so that's not super great.
But it's only been out for 1 week, so
that's true. That's true. It might have legs, as they say.
Yeah.
But we're also approaching the end of summertime, and kids go back to school, so we're losing that.
That's true.
The kids market. But we'll see. Hopefully, they seem to greenlight sequels all the time for no reason. They make a bunch of sequels that nobody ever wants, so they should make a sequel.
Make a sequel that some people want.
Of course, that all depends on if Hollywood ever starts making movies again, which is
That's true. We got to worry about that.
potentially.
How is the strike?
It's an
going?
issue.
I haven't heard any news about it in a while.
The best, most interesting thing that happened this week, for at least in my estimation, Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow. You have failed the city.
Oh yes, no, yeah. I've heard of this.
He was being interviewed at a Comic-Con thing, for. He has a show coming out on Max, the one to watch for HBO, I believe. And he was quoted as saying, I don't believe in strikes. I think it's a reductive form of negotiation that just wastes everybody's time and is lame. I don't support striking.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody was like, wow,
okay,
you suck.
Yeah, that sucks.
We hate you. You suck.
Have failed this city.
You have literally failed this city. And then after a week of him being like, no, what I actually meant was, it's just annoying that I can't promote my TV show because of the strike. Everything, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
And then today or yesterday, he's at the picket lines with everybody.
Oh, really?
To desperately try to win over some public approval.
That's awesome.
He showed up at the picket line, which I thought was
hey,
very funny.
There you go.
Also, in the world of just random news, entertainment news, if I can be that guy again. You haven't been on Twitter recently?
No, the
right?
app is not on my phone anymore.
You deleted it?
Yes.
I'm never going to call it what he wants me to call it. Yeah. I'm going to call it Twitter.
The name is just a letter.
Yep. I'm not going to call it that. So the whole the DC debacle that we've discussed at length. James Gunn and Peter Safran take over DC Studios. Released this whole plan for the DC universe, very publicly, for the worst, almost every detail of what they're doing is very public. When they came on, they were very publicly having meetings with your Ben Afflecks, your Henry Cavills, your Gal Gadots, your Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, ? I don't know. Anybody who was in the DCEU previously, they were having meetings with them and essentially being like, hey, we're not moving forward with your characters. But at least what they were saying at the time was but if you want, we will collaborate with you in some way.
Right.
They weren't specific about what that would be. A lot of people thought maybe they'll give Ben Affleck the director's chair for something. Maybe they'll keep Henry Cavill on as a different character. I think it's pretty much set in stone that Jason Momoa is staying on as a different character, not Aquaman.
Right, he's going to be Beastmaster.
Lobo. Yeah. Lobo is the general theory. And then there was a whole debacle with Patty Jenkins, the director of the first 2 Wonder Woman movies, where they brought her in and they were like, we're not moving forward with Wonder Woman 3's script unless you change it to fit our new plan. And she was like, screw you guys, I'm not doing that. She left. And then from what we understood, they met with Gal Gadot and were like, we're not doing Wonder Woman 3, but we can collaborate you if you want. So fast forward to now, this past week, Gal Gadot is being interviewed, and she's like, she says that, yes, I had interviews with James and Peter, and they told me directly that the quote was, we are developing Wonder Woman 3 with you, returning as Wonder Woman, and we'll take very good care of you, and we're doing Wonder Woman 3. Mm-hmm. And so seemingly confirming that they're doing Wonder Woman 3 in the new DCU.
Yes.
And everybody's like,
wait, what?
That makes no sense. What are you doing, James Gunn and Peter Safran? You're getting rid of everybody else, but you're keeping Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
I don't know. I'll never look it up.
It's Gadot, I think.
I think it is Gadot. And then James Gunn was like, we are not doing that. And Gal Gadot doubles down and is like, no, they told me we are doing Wonder Woman 3.
What?
Like, she doubles down on this. And it's still up for debate. We still don't know what's happening. Like, they're both sides are like, we're not doing this. And Gal Gadot's like,
we are doing this.
They told me we are. And so I think what I think is happening is there's this unrest, this resentment, this anger towards James Gunn. Right? And so she's spreading this. She's trying to get people on her side to be like, they promised me, they told me, they lied to me, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening, but it's just really funny to watch unfold.
Can they unearth Batgirl?
I would love that,
I want
but
to see that
probably
movie
not,
that was finished.
I think they burned it, basically.
Damn.
Yeah. I would love to see that. I don't think we ever will. I don't understand why. I still don't understand why they got rid of that and released The Flash, one of the worst movies ever made. The biggest box office bomb in box office history, everybody.
Wow.
The Flash. Buy it now on digital.
Yeah, buy it.
Get the NFTs. The NFT fun stuff.
They're NFTs.
That's a real thing. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to episode 60. That's 60. We've done 60 episodes.
60 episodes.
This has been Quarter Twins Weekly Review, the podcast with only one question. How many Ninja Turtles are there and what are their names? That's 2 questions.
Wait a minute. That can't be right.
Okay, never mind. Let us know what you thought of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mayhem. Follow us on Letterboxd. Yeah, follow us on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
We're reviewing stuff.
Download the app Letterboxd first, probably.
Yeah.
It's a social media app for movie reviewing. How could it?
You can go on the web.
Yeah. You don't even need the phone.
You don't even need the phone.
You just need the web.
We'll see you next time for episode 61. Do we think we can pull off Christopher Nolan ranking by then?
Probably not. I'm going to need to find Memento following Insomnia and Prestige.
Yeah.
And probably
not
Tenet
next
again.
week.
Also.
I don't know what we're going to do next week, but we'll do something maybe.
Well, every time we don't know, I can suggest the Fast and Furious PowerPoint, and you can say, "Oh gosh, I need to finish that."
I don't have time because I have to watch 6 Christopher Nolan movies, basically. So,
so we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll finish the Planet of the Apes movies, and we can do that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because I saw the first one
for you
last night.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that was earlier today.
I think you're, as far as my estimation, you're right on track. If you don't like the second one, we're moving in the wrong direction, but we'll see.
I didn't hate the first one. It was just like...
No, yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
If all goes according to plan, we should be good.
Okay. I hope I like them. I mean, in theory.
That was expected.
Yeah.
The first one is definitely 3-star one.
Yeah.
So
I saw that you gave it 3 stars too, so I was like, I figured, okay, we're not doing worse.
It has a certain amount of charm.
Yeah.
But
and James Franco does not return.
He does not.
No.
Does not.
Okay.
His fate is unknown.
And John Lithgow.
He was busy being a bad person. Didn't we cancel him? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time for episode 61 or 62 or 60. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.